Hi, I'm Mary Kennelly, and my project is Saving the Stellar Sea Lion, How AI Aids Conservation in Alaska. For my internship, I was working with the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration in the Alaska Fisheries Science Center as part of their Marine Mammals Lab. The research question that I looked at during my internship is what is the accuracy of the Beta AI network being developed by NOAA for studying stellar sea lions in the Aleutian Islands? So it's a bit of a mouthful. To give you a better understanding of that, let's look at some context on the stellar sea lion. They're an endangered species, and their population has dropped, in particular on the Aleutian Islands of Alaska, over 94% in the last 30 years. So that's pretty concerning. It merits a lot of studying. And so remote cameras were put in to the islands to just take pictures because of how inaccessible they are typically to researchers. And that gives us population data. It's just incredibly difficult and time consuming to discern because you have to manually analyze each one of those images, and they can totally range in the hundreds of thousands when you look at how many pictures all these different cameras can take. So, in order to address this issue, NOAA was developing an AI program that will hopefully automate this aspect of the population data. And I worked in improving that AI. So, within my internship, I manually processed over 20,000 of the images that were taken by these cameras. And by manually processing, that means I just would go through them. I'd identify sea lions that had brands on them. Those are the individuals we track over a lifetime in order to discern different reproduction habits from. And I would record their brand names and their behaviors and how they were associated with nearby pups or just with females nearby. And so this image here, figure two, is kind of what I was looking at on my screen most days. That's what it would have looked like when I had tagged two branded sea lions on our photo count program. And after all of that, which took up the bulk of my time, I had a photo set that I could run in comparison to the AI and actually test it against. And so that is how I was able to get my results seen here through our analysis. And it just compared the differences in the findings between me and when the AI was run with the same data set that I had analyzed, the same images, to see what each of us had found and what each of us saw in the brands. So in figure three, we can see percent of missed brand sightings by different observers. And that just means that out of all of the brands spotted by both me and the AI, what percentage of the total did each of us miss? And when you want to get accuracy in this AI model, you want it to be able to perform at the level of a manual recording. So I performed at 8.7%. I missed 8.7% of the total brand spotted. The AI collectively, the combined model missed 37.55%, which is significantly more than me. But we can see that the UNet observer, which is just the first layer of the AI, only missed 9.2%. So it's not totally off, but the combined model needs to be improved. But that first layer has a lot of false positives, and it performed similarly to myself. We can see in figure four that as far as unique brand sightings, that's just each novel brand. The AI missed 17.39% of them. I didn't miss any, so I saw at least one recording of each type of brand that was spotted. And the last graph shows us the average of missed sightings on each day. So as you can see, the AI at 33.1% is not near the accuracy of a manual observer and needs to be improved. And that, while it does answer my research question of what is its accuracy, it kind of begs the question of so what now? And there are greater implications for my work. The real focus of it is to inform the training of the AI for the future. So with this information, we can run the same R analysis against the AI for lots of different images on lots of different beaches of the Aleutians. And while all of my images were from the Agatu beach, like if there was an R analysis that came back where the AI performed much better or worse than this, that would inform us on which beaches the AI needs more training of. And what's more is after we give it more training, we can run it again against my data set that I've already provided, and we can discern its progress over time, which helps in things like grant writing. And so with information like this, we hope to improve the AI and bring it better to manual processing levels, freeing up the time of researchers and helping in the conservation of the Steller sea lion. Thank you.